welcome back to my latest video and update. And today going to work on this area that I've been thinking about for quite a while on what to do. But the first thing that I have done, as you can see here in the pictures, is I am straightening out the track after having watched lots of trains running through here. I just felt it just didn't look right. It was too many curves, especially around the point. And after a lot of thought, I decided I'm just going to straighten this all out, and that means moving the point. As you can see here, this is the sort of end result. The point is now straighter, and the track between this point and the rest of the track is virtually straight. They're slightly different distances from the edge, so I've put a little bit of a curve in this piece of flexi track, and I think well, I don't think, I know, having run some trains through it already, it looks a whole lot better going through the freight yard, and I think the overall effect and look is much improved. And the other thing I've been thinking about here is the coaling yard. Now, at the moment, trains to get into the freight yard, they only have the one option, and they run along that track and come to this point. But I'm also considering allowing trains to run along here, up to the coaling yard, and then go up here, and then making some adjustment here and putting another point in here so that the trains can, in effect, bypass the freight yard and go all the way down to the end. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do this yet, but that is a thought that I've been mulling over, and there is space to do it for sure. I mean, I would have to remove some track and add a point and move a few bits and pieces, but it wouldn't be that difficult to do. So that's something that I'm considering. But now we come to the main part of this video, and the area in front of the retaining wall. And as you can see, I have started to work on this, and what I've decided in the end is I'm going to cut this section down and have this here as a path that then winds gently up to that level over here, and make an embankment along the line, and have a little underpass for the path to go under. I'm also considering maybe raising this area up a little bit to the stone wall. Again, not sure if I'm going to do that or not, but that is something I've been thinking about, so we'll see how that comes along. As you can see, it's a bit messy, and I've already done most of the cutting out, and I'm just going to have to remove some bits and pieces, which I've done here, and I need to glue this down, and then the path will gently work its way up to the track level, so to speak. And I've also built the embankment up. I've done that using just strips of cardboard, which I've just glued with PVA, and that's just drying off at the moment, and I think that will give me a nice little visual landscape area here that will look good. There'll probably be a couple of fields on either side of the path, and not sure what's going to go in them, just grass, or whether I'll put some crops or whatever in there. Now, the underpass itself, I am going to scratch build this. I've got some plastic card with brick texture, and I can basically cut that into shape. I've seen there are some kits out there that you can buy, but I thought I'll just give it a go and build something that would suit me. There'll be a couple of retaining walls on either side and a curved wall certainly round on the inner area where the path curves. And as I said, I'm just letting some glue dry, and while I've been doing that, I've had the trains running around as well, so there will be intermittent shots of trains on the screen as the work is progressing. It's been a bit messy, but I've decided that I need to do this area once and for all. I was contemplating, as you may know, some buildings there, but I thought that would just be too much visual distraction from the retaining wall and the background, so I decided just to keep it simple. Just have some, as I said, an embankment, a path, and some fields with the usual bushes and trees and what have you. And I'm just still waiting here, as you can see, for the path to dry. I've clamped it down, and I'm just waiting for, once that's dry, to start the next bit, which would be the building up the underpass and getting that all in place. But at the moment, let's just enjoy some trains running through here, and I'll carry on in a little while. Okay, we're back now to the underpass, and here, as you can see, I've started. As I said, it's just some plastic card with brick texture on it, which I've cut to shape and glued together. This is just a very rough fitting at the moment, just to make sure that the sizes and everything are correct. And as you can see, I've got the retaining walls around the path curving round, and they will be cut back. They are too high. Well, certainly the one of them is too high at the moment, so that will be cut back in a moment. But this is the sort of rough idea of what it's going to look like. And here we have a more detailed look at it. I've actually filled in some of the gaps with some white putty. Those are the white marks you can see on the brick. That'll all disappear once it's painted, and I think that looks pretty good. And then at the back of this section, I've just got some old bits and pieces of plastic that I've glued just to give it stability and to stop it bending. And let's just fit that onto the front here, and it just goes in like that, and then yeah, it's all looking good. You can see the retaining wall through the archway there. in the curved section. That has been cut back, as you can see, and I've put some capping stones on the top. I haven't cut back the inner retaining wall nearest the track. I think I'm going to keep it roughly at that height, and then it'll just gently the path will rise up to meet it gently, and then there'll be an embankment. And the embankment on the front here I will fill with cardboard later on. Here you can see I've painted a basic grey colour and picked out some of the bricks in other tones of dark grey, light grey, etc. It looks a bit much, and if you've seen some of my previous videos, this is a technique that I've used in the past. Once the washes are applied and some dry brushing, this gets toned right down and it's virtually unnoticeable. And here you can see that I've done that now, and I think the brick effect is very good. Again, just some grey granite type brick that I've gone for here. So that's it, almost complete. I've also installed the inner arch brickwork, so that's all complete now as well. So everything is glued in place. I'm just waiting for that to dry, and then it will be carrying on with the scenery and filling in the areas, etc. But then this is just a quick view of what this will roughly look like with a train running over it. There will be a couple of railings on the top there as well, just to finish it all off, but that will be done much later on, once all the landscape and everything is completed. And here we have something very special, in my opinion, something that I purchased very recently. I saw this, and it's been something I've been after for a long time, and I managed to purchase it. And here it is running on the layout. A very nice set indeed. Extremely detailed wagons. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to weather them or not. It would be I think I would finish it off if I did actually give them a very light weathering and a couple of washes just to pick out some of the details on these wagons. But they do look fantastic, and it's been something that I've been after for quite a while. So I'm very pleased that I finally managed to get my hands on this set. And yeah, it's running very smoothly on the layout. And now we're at the last stages of the landscaping. As you can see, I've started to do the plaster work. I filled in a lot of the gaps, as you can see, with cardboard, and then I'll just add a layer of plaster on top. Just waiting for this section to dry, and then I will continue. And that's where we are at the moment with this section. So coming along very nicely, and hopefully it won't be too long before this is finished. And here's another little item that I've purchased recently, with a couple of set of freight wagons with operating doors and lights, all digitally controlled. Again, I think these are fantastic. They are a little bit of a gimmick, but it's a very good one, and they'll be attached to some trains and moving around the layout very shortly, which I will obviously show you in a later video. Anyway, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed this, and keep on watching for the new updates. Thanks a lot.